There is a kind of pain that few men have the courage to admit. It's not in the chest, not in the back. It's in the soul. It's the moment when desire disappears, firmness fades, and virility slowly dims. Until the man looks in the mirror and no longer recognizes himself, he is alive. But he no longer feels like a man. And the worst part, many accept this as if it were normal. But as a doctor, with over 40 years of treating men in the same situation, I can say with certainty, this is not natural, and it's not final either. What many people don't know is that behind the loss of potency, the drop in libido, and poor circulation, there is something silent, the lack of vital nutrients that the male body needs to function as it once did. And the most impressive part, often those nutrients are within your reach, in your home, in your kitchen, but you simply don't know how to use them the right way. And this is more serious than it seems. A study published in the journal Archives of Sexual Behavior followed more than 10,000 men over the age of 60 and revealed a devastating fact. Men with low libido and reduced sexual function are 4 times more likely to develop severe depression, loss of self-esteem, and even social isolation. In other words, the lack of sexual vitality doesn't just destroy the bedroom, it destroys the mind, the motivation, and the very meaning of life. But the good news is that this can be reversed. Today, I'm going to show you 3 natural foods that have the power to activate circulation, restore firmness, and reignite male desire. All of this is based on science and on results I've personally seen in thousands of patients throughout my career. And at the end, I'll give you a simple, practical, and powerful 1-week plan that you can start today. And also a powerful and ancestral recipe that will stimulate circulation, reignite desire, and bring back that firmness you thought was lost forever. Because your body can respond again. You just have to give it what it truly needs. Let's begin. Number 1. The hidden power in the white part of watermelon. When it comes to male desire, potency, and virility, few foods are as underestimated as watermelon. But what most people don't know is that the secret isn't in the red sweet pulp. It's actually in the white part, near the rind, the part almost everyone throws away. This section contains high levels of a substance called citrulline, an amino acid capable of increasing nitric oxide levels in the body. And why is this important? Because nitric oxide relaxes blood vessels, allowing blood to flow more easily, including to the male sexual organ. And here's the crucial point for men over 60. As time goes by, the body's natural production of nitric oxide decreases, and this directly impacts circulation, potency, and erection. The result? The body no longer responds as before. Firmness disappears, desire weakens, self-esteem plummets. But here's the good news. A study published in the Journal of Urology showed that increasing citrulline in the diet can significantly improve erectile firmness in men with mild to moderate dysfunction, and without the side effects of synthetic drugs. And the best part, the natural citrulline found in the white part of watermelon has excellent bioavailability and works progressively, helping the body recover its response over time. How to use it in practice? You can cut watermelon into very thin slices, keeping a good amount of the white part along with the red, and eat it for breakfast or as an afternoon snack. Another option is to blend the white part with a bit of lemon juice and mint, creating a natural, refreshing drink that stimulates circulation. But remember, eating it once and expecting miracles won't help. It's the repetition, the routine, that awakens the dormant body and rebuilds virility even after 60, 70, or beyond. Number 2. The seeds that nourish male virility. They are small, discreet, and still underestimated by many, but pumpkin seeds carry a powerful combination of nutrients that act directly on circulation, testosterone, and male potency. To begin with, they are one of the richest natural sources of zinc, an absolutely essential mineral for testosterone production. And that's not all. They also contain magnesium, iron, omega-3, and an amino acid called arginine, which is fundamental for the production of nitric oxide, the substance that dilates blood vessels and allows proper blood flow to the penis. In other words, pumpkin seeds not only increase desire, but also improve the body's ability to sustain an erection, and science confirms this. A study published in the Journal of Reproductive Biology found that men with zinc deficiency showed a significant reduction in libido, semen quality, and testosterone levels. Once the deficiency was corrected, hormonal and sexual markers improved considerably, even in elderly men. In addition, the magnesium found in these seeds helps reduce stress, improve sleep, and strengthen heart health, all factors that directly impact sexual health in old age. How to include these seeds in your routine? Lightly toast 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds per day. Eat them plain with pink salt or mixed into salads, soups, or fruits. You can also blend them with banana and cocoa to make a nutritious and aphrodisiac smoothie. But the secret lies in consistency. This is not an isolated supplement. It's a functional food that rebuilds the foundation of virility from the inside out. Day after day, it provides the bricks your body needs to restore strength, desire, and confidence. And all of this in a natural way, without risks, without side effects, just with the right resources and the discipline of someone who wants to live fully. Number 3, the root that awakens dormant circulation. Few foods have such a direct impact on sexual potency as beetroot. This intense, deeply colored root is one of the richest natural sources of dietary nitrates, compounds that the body converts into nitric oxide, the key molecule for vasodilation. It is precisely nitric oxide that relaxes blood vessels and allows a strong flow of blood to the penis during arousal. Without it, there is no firm erection. Without it, circulation becomes slow, weak, and insufficient, like a shallow river trying to feed a vast field. And that's where beetroot comes in. Studies show that regular consumption of beetroot can increase blood flow by up to 20%, including in peripheral areas such as arms, legs, and genitals. An experiment published in the Hypertension Research Journal showed that men who consumed beetroot juice rich in nitrates experienced significant improvement in blood pressure, physical performance, and muscle oxygenation, all effects directly related to sexual potency. In addition, beetroot also contains antioxidants, iron, vitamin C, and folic acid, which support overall vascular health. How to include beetroot in your routine. One of the most effective ways is fresh juice, made with 1 small raw beet blended with water and half a lemon. Drink it in the morning on an empty stomach up to 3 times a week. If you prefer it cooked, eat it in salads with olive oil and a bit of garlic, which also promotes circulation. Important: avoid adding sugar or blending with very sweet fruits. This can neutralize some of the vasodilator benefits. And remember, don't expect immediate results. True strength is built with consistency. By nourishing your body with what it truly needs day after day, you create the ideal conditions for potency and vitality to flourish again, even after 60, 70, or beyond. 7-day plan to reactivate circulation, firmness, and male desire. Now that you already know the 3 natural foods that stimulate nitric oxide, improve circulation, and strengthen virility, it's time for the most important part, putting it into practice. Because it's no use knowing what works if you don't turn that into routine. That's why I've prepared a simple, straightforward plan that any man can follow starting today. No crazy diets, no complications, and no need to change your entire life. Just 7 days, 1 week, for your body to begin responding. Here's how to apply it. Monday, raw beetroot on an empty stomach or blended with lemon. As soon as you wake up, Prepare half of a medium beetroot. If you choose to grate it, serve yourself 1 spoonful and eat it plain, without honey, fruit, or any additions. Eat slowly, still on an empty stomach. If you prefer to blend it, place the same amount of chopped raw beetroot in a blender with the juice of half a squeezed lemon and 1 glass, about 200 milliliters, of filtered water. Drink it as soon as you finish blending, without straining and without mixing other ingredients. After consuming, wait 20 to 30 minutes before having breakfast. This waiting period is essential to allow the conversion of nitrates into nitric oxide, promoting more intense and natural vasodilation. Tuesday, watermelon on an empty stomach, focusing on the white part. As soon as you wake up, separate a generous slice of watermelon with plenty of the white part between the pulp and the rind. This area concentrates citrulline, a natural compound that promotes vasodilation and blood flow in the intimate region. The ideal way to consume it is on an empty stomach, without mixing with other foods. Cut the slice, remove only the outer green peel, and eat slowly, chewing well to release the active compounds. If you prefer, blend it with a bit of filtered water and drink it plain, without sweetening. After consuming, wait at least 20 minutes before breakfast. This time allows citrulline to be absorbed more efficiently, without interference from other foods. Wednesday, raw pumpkin seeds or blended with fruit. Take 2 heaping tablespoons of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. If they still have the shell, remove it carefully or buy them already shelled. Ideally, they should be fresh, preferably stored in a dark glass jar, away from light and heat. Consume in the morning along with a ripe banana or papaya. To improve absorption, blend the seeds in a blender or food processor until they become a coarse flour and mix directly into the mashed fruit. Avoid mixing with milk or yogurt at this time, as calcium can compete with the zinc and magnesium in the seeds, hindering some of the absorption. If you want to vary, you can add the crushed seeds to a fruit salad with a few drops of lemon, but without sugar or honey. The best time to consume them is between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. as part of your breakfast or right after your morning fast, taking advantage of the body's peak metabolic activity during this period. Thursday, beetroot juice with orange before lunch. Choose 1 medium beet, wash the peel well, and cut it into small pieces. Blend it in a blender with the juice of 2 fresh oranges, without adding sugar or sweetener. Strain if necessary, and drink about 30 minutes before lunch. This timing enhances the absorption of the nitrates in beetroot and prevents the main meal from interfering with the vasodilating effect. Avoid mixing with high-fat or iron-rich foods at this time, such as red meats, to avoid reducing nitric oxide conversion. Ideally, prepare the juice fresh, always with fresh ingredients. If you prefer, add some ginger zest to aid digestion and boost circulation. Friday, white part of watermelon after lunch. Right after lunch, cut a generous slice of watermelon and use a spoon to scoop out all the white part between the red pulp and the rind. That's where the highest amount of citrulline is concentrated, the substance that promotes blood vessel dilation in the intimate area. Eat this white part plain or chopped into cubes without adding sugar, salt, or any seasoning. If you want to improve texture and freshness, chill it in the fridge for 15 minutes before serving. Avoid mixing with very sweet or fatty foods so as not to interfere with the absorption of the active compound. And remember, the closer it is to the rind, the more powerful the watermelon's natural vasodilating effect. Saturday, toasted pumpkin seeds as an afternoon snack. Set aside a portion of approximately 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds with the shell. Wash them well, drain, and bake for about 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, stirring occasionally so they roast evenly. They should become crunchy but not burnt. Let them cool and eat them as an afternoon snack, preferably accompanied by a mildly sweet fruit, such as a slice of papaya or a small apple, so as not to affect glycemic balance. Avoid adding salt or oil during preparation. If you want to change it up, you can mix in a teaspoon of sunflower seeds or a pinch of turmeric, which further increases the antioxidant value of the snack. The seeds should be chewed slowly to release their active compounds, such as zinc, magnesium and arginine, which are essential for testosterone production and improved male circulation. Sunday, natural juice with the white part of watermelon after lunch. Take a generous slice of watermelon with the rind and remove only the outer green layer. The main focus here is to use the white part of the rind, which is often discarded as it is rich in citrulline, an amino acid with a direct vasodilating effect on the blood vessels of the penis. Cut both the red pulp and the white part into small cubes and blend with a glass of filtered water and a few fresh mint leaves, which aid digestion. There's no need to strain it, since the fibers are also important. Avoid sweetening, even with honey or brown sugar, to preserve its effects on circulation. Drink the juice within 1 hour after lunch, preferably outdoors or during a moment of rest. This habit helps maintain elevated nitric oxide levels throughout the afternoon, a time when circulation tends to decrease, especially in men who are prone to a sedentary lifestyle. Final recipe: potent male activation juice. Ingredients: 1 medium slice of raw beetroot, grated or cut into small cubes. 1 cup of the white part of watermelon between the red pulp and green rind. 1 tablespoon of raw shelled pumpkin seeds. Juice of half a lemon. 1 small piece, 1 centimeter, of fresh peeled ginger. 1 teaspoon of pure cocoa powder, optional to boost nitric oxide and testosterone. 200 milliliters of very cold filtered water. Fresh mint to taste. Preparation method: place all ingredients in a blender. Blend well for at least 40 seconds until smooth. If you prefer a lighter texture, strain it, but ideally drink it with the fibers. How to consume: ideal time: in the morning on an empty stomach instead of traditional coffee. Frequency: at least 3 times a week, alternating with the individual foods on other days. Extra tip: on the days you prepare this recipe, avoid consuming foods rich in sugar or fat for the next 2 hours. This ensures the peak effect of vasodilation. Why it works: beetroot increases nitric oxide, dilating blood vessels and improving blood flow. Watermelon, white part, delivers citrulline, which relaxes the vessels in the penis. Pumpkin seeds provide zinc, magnesium, and arginine, pillars of testosterone and erection. Lemon and ginger boost nutrient absorption and promote vascular cleansing. Pure cocoa enhances the cardiovascular system and also stimulates dopamine and desire. Important: drink this tonic as if it were a recovery elixir. Let your body absorb it calmly. Go for a walk after drinking. Breathe deeply. Stimulate blood flow. It's the combination of nutrition and movement that rebuilds your potency from the inside out. Conclusion: your body is simply asking for the right nutrients to function at full power again. You don't have to accept the loss of desire, firmness, or energy as part of aging. With consistency, knowledge, and the right foods, it's possible to reignite your virility, your confidence, and your circulation from the inside out. If this content helped you, like the video, share it with other men who need this information, and subscribe to the channel to keep receiving content that truly makes a difference. And if you're ready to flip the switch, write this in the comments: virility is regained with action. Let's rebuild your best version together, because living is a choice, but living with power is a decision. A big hug.